All right, so it's Thanksgiving week. It's that time when we're supposed to be getting so excited. We've got lots of family around. We have lots of things going on. You know, the turkey is about to drop or whatever you eat on Thanksgiving. And then all of a sudden, things go crazy. Mm-hmm. It becomes straight up insanity if you're the type of person who needs to constantly keep up with, I've got to do cards for holidays. I have to do more baking. Oh my gosh, I have to make sure that I have hostess gifts for this and that. Wait a minute, did I put so-and-so's thing down that they wanted as a gift? And before you know it, if you're anything like me, you know, you already have a crazy busy day. You already have all these other things that you're doing. And now you're like a hamster on a hamster wheel and you're sweating out the fact that you need or feel that you need to get so much accomplished. Please everybody, be everything. I'm exhausted talking about it. How about you?
You exhausted me just listening to it. There is this pressure, I think, for perfection.
Yeah.
And in some ways, that it's all linked to the holidays. In some ways, I actually like Thanksgiving better because it's an opportunity to get together with family. You're just focused on each other. You're eating a nice big meal. You're sitting down, watching football, whatever. And there isn't anything else attached to the day other than the day where you're having the meal. Because with the holidays, and whether you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate, you have all this, I got to get the cards done. I got to get the decorations up. I got to bake 50 gazillion batches of cookies. I have all these parties to go to. Oh my goodness, the gifts. And I guess I'm at the point where I don't care anymore if I don't, and I'm not perfect. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
The old me, oh my gosh, I have to have all of these things done. And the older I get, the more I realize, does it matter? Does it matter if I don't send out Christmas cards this year?
Well, don't you think we were in that mode because our kids were younger and there was that pressure? I mean, look, you go to elementary school, right?
Yep.
They've got all these activities that they're planning. I mean, back in the day, we still had a Christmas party our children were in. And now it's kind of, that's changed. That's a whole other podcast. But we had that. So you had to get ready for that. And then you chit chat with the other people. Oh yeah, well, we're doing this and we're doing that. And suddenly the momentum picks up because I think of the stir around us. I.e., you talk about Thanksgiving and we're talking about the fact that now they have these sales on Thanksgiving night. And then you have this hype about Black Friday and
Cyber Monday,
which I'm not going to lie. I like Cyber Monday because I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the art of enjoying the holiday, and especially I think it's for the women in the house. You know, I put on myself that I need to be, we celebrate Christmas, so it's Mrs. Claus.
Susie Homemaker.
Susie Homemaker.
It's gotta be perfect.
Suddenly, I am throwing more stuff into the days of with less hours to get stuff done. And I felt like I was doing it because I was supposed to do it. Who told me I was supposed to do it? Who? Myself?
Absolutely.
I put the stress on myself.
In many ways, we are our own worst enemy because you put that stress on yourself and I put that stress on myself. And that's just the way we are because you want everything to be perfect for your children. So I've gotten to this point now that I feel like 2 years ago, I made the decision, I'm not sending out Christmas cards anymore because every year you send out Christmas cards, there's a picture. And I decided after my son graduated from high school that I wasn't going to do it anymore.
Right.
I just felt like that's one thing I can take off my list that will take the pressure off because there's also that pressure. We got to get a picture. You got to get the holiday picture.
That's where
today's not going to work. Tomorrow's not. I have to work. Like, that's stressful sometimes just scheduling the picture. So I decided, and I think in some ways too, that was the first year and I was so anxious about it. I'm thinking to myself,
were you guilt-ridden when you got a card in the mail?
I was totally guilt-ridden that I'm getting a card and I didn't send a card. But I do think that maybe first of all, it was okay. The world did not come to an end that I did not send out Christmas cards that year. And it's okay. Yes. It's okay. The other thing too is back then, as my son likes to say, before social media, you looked forward to that Christmas card. You looked forward to that picture because maybe your friend who lives in California, that was the first time you're seeing their child the next year. Well, now with Facebook and social media, you're constantly seeing pictures of the kids throughout the year. And I think that it kind of takes maybe the pressure off, and maybe it's okay that you don't send out Christmas cards.
So let's blend
it's up to you, but you know.
So now they blend the Christmas card and the social media, because now they'll take a photo, and because you can do like that border framing around your social media, it's happy holidays from the so-and-sos. So I think a lot of people have transitioned into that. Like you, I did the exact same thing a couple years ago. Number one, it's an added expense. Number two, I've already pretty much shown what's going on with my family via social media enough that people have seen the kids. And like you, I just said, I don't have time and energy to do one more thing.
It's okay.
It is okay.
That's off my list. Okay, so then the decorations. Every year I've noticed that I'm scaling back less and less. When my son was little, it looked like the Griswold house, and you could see us from outer space. And he's like, Mommy, more lights, more this, more that, reindeer. And I've scaled back, and it's okay. Like now it's like, okay, my house is okay now. So I've scaled back on the decorations. I've scaled back on the baking. I used to... Oh, you don't bake?
I don't bake anymore.
I used to bake like 10 different kinds of cookies and drove myself crazy making all these cookies. But then I started noticing that people weren't really eating them.
That's the point.
And
That's
then
what
they
I
get
said.
stale,
and they just
and I'm
sit
feeding
there.
birds.
And there's tins. You got to go buy the tins that you're going to put all these cookies in, or you've got stacks of Tupperware on your counter because that's where all the cookies are. You know what? When we changed the way that we were eating, I said, this is ridiculous. We don't need this much sugar during an already stressful time when people aren't getting enough sleep. So I kind of went the nutritious end. I was, the mom police when it came to that. But to your point, I was always stressed out. I got to get to the grocery store. I got to buy all of this stuff. Now I got to pick a day where all I'm doing is baking. And see, my kids, we get excited about the idea. And then I look around as I'm whipping up all of this stuff, and
they scatter
they're
like
gone.
rats.
They're completely gone. And I'm like, where'd you go? I'm cleaning it all up. I am doing all of it. Here's the other component. I got tired of feeling a bit resentful. I got into a space of resentful because I was sitting there going, where's my holiday?
Right.
Ain't nobody doing something like running around for me. I'm doing it for everyone. And
it's all on mom.
Well, I used to have the thought that this is what we do. And then I got to a point where I said, but I want a holiday too. I would like to enjoy certain things and not, you do everything up until the time that they rip open the gifts, and you sit there and you look at the shrapnel everywhere. And I'm just like, I did all of that for this.
For 30 seconds.
And now I get to clean it up.
Right.
Why have I become so jaded?
Speaking of gifts, who said, and I've noticed this, that why do we have to spend all of this money on gifts? Like, why? Why?
Because we are bombarded.
Better, best. Why do we do? So from a very, very young age, I decided that I wasn't going to buy my son all of these toys that he plays with for 50 seconds and then he's on to the next one. Every year, I gave him a trip instead of a gift. I felt like it was more important to make a memory. And when I say a trip, it's not anything big or anything extravagant. It could have been 2 days here or 2 days there. And the thing is, he remembers the trips.
Sure.
But he does not remember the gift. So if I say to him, do you remember where we went such and such year? He remembers. But if I say to him, what gift did I get you? He has no clue. So I decided to do that at an early age because I'm not a shopper. I'm just not a shopper. I don't enjoy the madness of it all. But I wanted to make those memories, and I wanted it to be lasting. And he really benefited from that more so than a toy or something that either breaks or they're done within 50 seconds flat.
I'm trying to be better about that. I'm trying to be better about creating that experience. It's funny, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I said, we're kind of torn whether we're going to go away around Christmas, and that is our Christmas where we're all together as a family, or we're just going to stay here and do the traditional because our kids aren't home that much.
Right.
It's, Christmas break for the college kids, and they're just not home that much, and they still want to spend time with other people. She said, let me tell you, I thought going away was going to be so less stressful. You still have to get all the decorations out, going back to the mayhem.
Right.
Get all the decorations out. Then you're in a crazy rush to hurry up and get everybody packed. Then she goes, if you're like me, you're sweeping as you're walking out the door because your house has to be pristine before you come back in.
Of course.
So my point is, even adding in let's go away and relax. Somehow we can't even relax when we go away during that time.
But you don't have to go away during the holiday.
Right. But some people
trip
do.
can be a gift that you can go on later.
Yeah.
Another nice thing is, as you mentioned, experiences. That's another thing. I would get my son a ticket to see a show or to see a play or to do something that he wanted to do and experience versus these gifts all the time that,
Right.
So,
I think the end thing is, we really should start to learn how to enjoy whatever holiday is that we are in, whatever that is that we're celebrating, and stop getting so crazy about making everything around us be so perfect. I think we drive ourselves crazy doing it. We just need to stop.
do too. And here you go again.
Yeah.
Another edition of our Armchair Therapy. Taking the stress out of the holidays. Ladies, relax.
Chill out.
It doesn't matter.
It's not worth it.
The world's not going to end.
It's going to be okay.
It's okay if you don't bake cookies this year.
Yeah, it really is.
Because somebody's probably going to bring some cookies over.
They always do.
And if you don't send those cards out,
it's all right.
It's all good.
Check it out on social media. Go see your person at the grocery store.
It's all good.
I know. Whew, that was good stuff.
Sure was.
Hey, listen, you can always find us because we're all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And here's a good thing. You should check us out on our YouTube page. Subscribe to it because that way, every Monday morning, you're going to find out that the chicks have something else to chirp about in a new podcast.
We have so much to be thankful for.
Yes.
So from the chicks, happy Thanksgiving. And we'll be back next week to chirp about another topic.